Hi there, internet people. We are at 5 days to go to the anniversary edition of Cary Spotlight. And in this episode, we'll be reviewing week 48. We've been publishing Cary Spotlight daily as a newsletter in Cary. It's a hyperlocal newsletter bringing news and events to residents of Cary, North Carolina. So we are looking over some of the content that we produced to find some ideas that we'll want to take forward into the new year, and also to share some content ideas with other creators who are publishing a hyperlocal newsletter. So let's have a look and see what we got going on. So our editorial week starts on a Tuesday, and we like to keep it as a 3-part subject line, also a headline for our newsletter. So we have decided to start off our week with a recap of the North Carolina Courage professional women's soccer team games that happened over the weekend. And then we also have been doing this election countdown because it's election year, big presidential election, and also local election with different things going on. So we want to make sure our readers are informed on the different ways that they can vote, different things that they need to be aware of. We're not taking any political stance. We just want to make sure people are informed and are able to exercise their rights to vote. And so let's have a look what we got here. So we got the recap. We have the format of the report, which we summarize here, the standings as well as the schedule. And we also have our reader feedback questions, our reader poll. And then we are breaking down how many days left till November 5th and where people can get, valid information for our county, Wake and Chatham. And then we're also looking at Safety Week. Again, during Safety Week, people can learn how to properly install car seats. Again, that's something useful to know. And then always on a Tuesday, we have been, for a very long time now, we've been publishing the crime data from the police department, Cary Police Department website. So we have that right there from their database. And we've also been publishing these. I haven't mentioned this a lot, but we've been collecting feedback from people. Everybody has a chance to, at the bottom of the newsletter, to say how they feel, how we did in the newsletter, and sometimes they actually write full text, and we are very happy to share that with other people. And we are continuing our series on Savor Cary, where we focus on different eateries, restaurants, pizzerias, places like that around town, and basically serving as recommendations for people to go try out. And then we get feedback from our readers as to what they specifically liked at those restaurants. And then, of course, we have our long list of events that we have going on, and the answer to our trivia question. Wednesday is our first specialty edition of the week, which is our Wellness Wednesday, where we cover health, wellness, medical style news. So in this case, we're looking for some changes coming up to weight loss medication, style like Ozempic. We can go from shots to pills and how that would affect a lot of people, and also the cost. And then different ways that people can exercise to boost happiness. So that's connection. And then also another Living Well Habits Challenge that's coming up. So we're reminding people about that. So that's how we are contributing. So there's a weight loss medication story, longer story on exercise and happiness. Also have the reader poll here for feedback, which form of exercise they enjoy. This is the last call for them to join the challenge, the health challenge. And then here, again, we are recommending or asking for people's feedback on this particular restaurant that was recommended from a separate reader survey. And then, yep, we have a long list of events, and we end up with the answer to the trivia question. A lot of people actually love the trivia question. I'll probably do a separate video on trivia questions, but it's very interesting how we came upon that. In this one, we are doing, again, three-part. We are focusing on Federal Reserve cutting the interest rates and what that means to people's wallets. We're also looking at Wake County law enforcement and how they are helping raising awareness and funds for the Special Olympic athletes. And then we're also reporting back some data that we collected last week on the black slime and specks that people are seeing in some of the water and what concerns they have about that. So we are having two-way communication with our readers. So reader polls are important, and we shape some of our stories based on that, but we also report back if it's an important story, feedback from our readers. So we gave the poll numbers, like how people are concerned about it, and then also just the quotes of what people have experienced and what they're seeing. And then we also went and found some data from the city's website and social media on what the possible solutions would be for if you're having issues with your water, and also including additional resources. So we try to be responsible when we report, not just the problems, but also solutions, problems and solutions. So here we go, and another recommended place from our readers that we're putting forth there, and a long list for the rest of the week of activities that are going on. This week in September was very busy. And now we get to this update. 1, 2, 3, again, three-part story. And we're looking at an update on the NC State contamination story. This is a story that's been going on for a long time about a building that's been involved, or several buildings that have been involved in the cancer cluster. And then we also have a beach safety alert, so people know about the pollution and the current, so that they don't go driving to the beach and possibly getting in danger. And then we do an event spotlight where we talk about the Cary night market and what to expect and how to get ready for that. So that's what we have there. Ooh, yummy. So we have another nice recommendation for people to go try out, and we get feedback from our readers, what they think about this place. And just thinking about it, we are, after our anniversary edition, we are going to go back through the list of places that were recommended and share some of the feedback that we got from our readers. We got over 83 different restaurants and places that people recommended. And so basically we started about 2 months ago doing this particular topic. So, once we hit, I think 60 or 50, we'll turn the boat back around and start talking about some of the data that we found so interesting. So it's not all in vain. That's kind of what we do. And let's see. On this one, we're looking at baby powder recall, new library card, and Cary Safety Day. So there's a special thing about Cary Safety Day. I'll mention it real quick. So it's a story about baby powder that may have asbestos in it. So again, it's a safety thing. We can report those. Cary got a new library card. Is that important? It's unique. It's a very Cary thing. So something that people can be proud of. It's one of the pride stories. And then the Safety Day, actually one of the readers reached out to me and said, hey, why isn't the Safety Day being mentioned? It's a big deal. And believe they may have been volunteers for the safety day, public safety day. So we made sure to bring attention to that, about how local agencies are working together with residents to help with safety, so public safety. So there you go. So there's the new card. It looks like a book. It's kind of cool. And then we brought awareness to and family-friendly activities that they have. You could also come to this event to dispose of unwanted or expired prescription drugs. And we did a reader poll on that, whether people were aware of the event and whether they were planning to go. So that was pretty cool. And continuing our series on Savor Cary with restaurant recommendations or getting people's feedback. And we have a list of events and our answer to the trivia question. And now we get to one of my favorites, is the Travel and Discover edition, which is the second specialty edition that we put together. And typically cover news that has to do with air travel, things that are happening at RDU, which is the airport closest to Cary. And we also have an ongoing series on cruise ships, and we love to include a delicious recipe. And this is actually a recipe that we've published before, and now we're bringing back. Based on our review series that we did, we discovered that recipe and decided, we should put that one back. So we also do feedback from our readers to kind of see what kind of trips they like, and we take that into consideration when we kind of put these stories together. So, and that's the ongoing series of Savor Cary. Our cruise ship stories, and then here's the recipe. We have the full recipe, so they don't have to go anywhere else. They can click here to see the original post, but then they can also give feedback whether or not they liked this particular thing. Okay, and then the final is the Cary Spotlight, which is the real estate edition. Is our third specialty edition, where we focus on the property sold in Cary. And we also have a realtor spotlight where we did an audio interview where we talked about trends in the Cary real estate market. So there you go. We have our data. We have making sense of real estate, and this is something new that we tried. It's like a short podcast, video cast on the recorded line, and we also summarize some of the key points of the interview, and people can give feedback on whether they would like to have some specific questions answered. There you go. Tomorrow we'll have another one, so stay tuned, and have a blessed day.